Welcome. When I first started my locks, I wish I'd known some of the points that I'm going to share with you today. I mean, I knew some of them, but definitely not all. And I didn't realize how important they would be and how they would actually impact my hair in the end. If you're planning on locking your hair, this is a really great short video to watch. You could even write some of the points down. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Patricia, and I'm actually quite a shy person, but I decided to share my braid lock journey because if it wasn't for other people sharing their stories here, I wouldn't have had the knowledge or the courage to start mine. My only hope in sharing here is that you find something of value for your own journey. Happy locking! I'm going to quickly address the fact that I have this big gash on my face. So I fell down last week, got 7 stitches and a few other bumps and scrapes. I was actually going to record it last week, even with my messed up face, but it looked terrible, so I didn't want to subject you to that. But anyways, let's just move on, start from the start. So we'll begin with the first thing that you should really know about before starting your locks is what size you want. So it's size, and it really matters. I believe the number one reason people start their locks is they don't like the size. They want them bigger, they want them smaller, they want more locks, or they want less locks. And it's really important because people that have been on their lock journey for more than a year, 2, 3, they'll start all over again because they want them smaller or they want them bigger. So you really should consider what size you want. Not just the way they look, also how you maintain them. For me, I decided on this size because I wanted micro locks, because I want to be able to curl them and do all these styles. You can do that with all size locks, but I liked the look of them micro. I was considering doing smaller ones, but then the maintenance for me would be unmanageable. Imagine if I had 600 locks. The tightening process would be twice the length it is now for me, and I already spent 6 hours to tighten my hair. And the other thing for me was I wanted them to dry faster. So I find with smaller locks that you can get the water out more and they'll dry faster than thicker locks. So really decide for you what sizes you like to look at and what is actually going to work for you. The second point is parts. Some people don't care about parts in their hair, and they probably never will. But if you don't establish a point apart in the beginning of your journey, you can't have one later. For example, I established a part, but I did a short one only in the front, so my part only goes this far back in my head, in the middle and a few on the sides. But in the future, if I'm like, oh, I want to do a perfect 2, it'll be straight in the front, but the back will be a wiggle because I didn't part it back there, and then now I don't have the option. Not that I'm feeling like, oh no, I need a perfect part. I'm not feeling that way, but if I was at ever any point in the future, it's not an option. I can't have a straight part in the back and that's it. So that's something to consider when you're putting your locks in. And honestly, if you think you're never going to care, you might never. So there is. But it's just something to really consider because you can't change your mind later. The third point I'm going to bring up is color. Before I put my locks in, I didn't really think about colouring my hair. And I did colour my hair before I started, but I only did this front section here. Please don't ask me why I make these strange decisions. This is just what I did. And, after you've locked it, you're not supposed to colour it for the first year because it impedes the locking process. So I just had to put up with like this odd coloured hair. So really consider colouring your hair. And if you want it to be a certain colour before you start, like brown, blonde, blue, but whatever colour, you should just colour it before you start. And for those older girls like me, because I started going grey in my 30s, now I'm in my mid-40s, I fully going grey. You're gonna have to face that you're not gonna be able to colour your hair for the first year. So you're gonna have to kind of embrace those greys. But you might find you don't hate them as much as you think you're going to, because I actually really like mine and I don't think I'll ever colour them. But it's different for everyone. But colour, definitely. If you want to colour your hair, do it before you start. The fourth one would be get a professional haircut. Go to a hairdresser before you start and get a proper hair trim. Even if you're a do-it-yourselfer like me, that's the one thing I wish I did, is that if I could change one thing, that would be it, to go and get a professional haircut. Because in the first year, you can't cut and change and trim your hair while it's forming locks. And my hair grows unevenly. So a lot of people, your hair grows a little bit unevenly and you can't cut or trim it. So then you're just dealing with that. And then on top of that, I was dealing with my bad haircut. So I've got like weird little uneven ones here and there. And yeah, I just wish that I just started with like the best fighting chance for my hair to be as even as possible. And the last point I'm going to bring up is point number 5 is a healthy scalp. You should start with as healthy a scalp as you can. So if you've got flaky or dandruff or different things you're dealing with, but you're just used to dealing with and putting creams on, you should really try and see if you can get to the bottom of it, so you can give your locks the best chance to just grow and flourish and live their best life. I started my locks about a year and 2 months ago, but a few years back, about 4 years ago, my hair was thinning on the sides and I didn't know why. And to cut a long story short, it happened to be because I had extremely low iron, and that was one of the side effects, was like thinning hair. Another one was fatigue, and for me it was due to heavy periods. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of women suffer from having low iron and anemia, and it just goes undiagnosed and you don't even know. And another side effect, it makes you feel like obviously lethargic because you're tired, and also a little bit depressed. You can just like, your mood's just a little bit more grey. After I dealt with that, I felt a lot better and my hair grew back. But definitely starting with a healthy scalp it's just giving your hair the best chance. So that's it for all the tips. On the next video, I'm going to talk about what to expect when you have starter locks, because a lot of things that happened to me when I started my locks, I wasn't sure if they were supposed to, or I should be trying to rectify it, what was normal. So that's what I'm going to talk about in the next video. So that's it for this one. I hope something was helpful in it for you, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.